Arctic Lights, Arctic Nights by Debbie S. Miller. Splash! Drip! A cow moose dunks her head and clips off some lily pads. Her calf splashes through the water behind her. Across the lake, a pair of trumpeter swans dabble for food. In the evening, mosquitoes softly whine, and the songs of thrushes drift through the cooling air. On summer solstice, the top of the world tilts toward the sun. Light and new life flood the land. During this longest day of the year, the sun shines brightly for all but a few hours. The midnight sun briefly hides behind the tallest mountains, but there is no darkness. June 21st is our summer solstice. There's 21 hours and 49 minutes of daylight. You've got the sunrise at 1:58 and the sunset at 11:47. Hop, hop, pause. A snowshoe hare scampers across the meadow near the edge of the forest. She wears a summer coat that blends with the color of the earth. Her month-old hare nibbles on a blade of grass and is ready to live on its own. The days grow shorter, but there is still no darkness. The sun just hides a little longer below the northern horizon. Sunset colors linger until sun rises again and follows a circular path around the top of our spinning world. On July 21st, we have 19 hours and 24 minutes of daylight. 1 month later, and a little less daylight. Sunrise is at 3:14 and sunset is at 10:38 p.m. A ground squirrel warns other squirrels that grizzlies are near. Like the mother bear, her cubs, the squirrels are busy feeding on plants to get fat so they can survive the long winter. The sun drops lower on the horizon. Darkness has returned, and the nights bring the first frost. About 7 minutes of daylight slip away each day. With shorter days, the temperatures are falling. Many birds feel the urge to migrate south. August 21st, we now have 15 hours and 50 minutes of daylight. Our sunrise is at 4:58 and sunset is 8:48. So less daylight each day. Grrr, choo. The last of the sandhill cranes gather together. They grow restless on this blustery day. With long-legged steps, they pump their huge wings toward the setting sun. Their trumpeting calls rattle through the cold sky. The fall equinox marks the end of summer, and a time when there is equal amount of lightness and darkness. Within a few days, the nights will grow longer than the days, and the temperatures will seldom rise above freezing. It's September 21st. That is called our fall equinox. There's 12 hours and 22 minutes of daylight. The sun rises at 6:32 and the sun sets at 6:54. Almost equal day and night. Bull caribou fight for their mates. Head to head, they lock antlers through a veil of snow. Tracks appear again, showing the daily journeys of the snowshoe hare and ptarmigan. They wear their new white coats to match their snowy world. The sun's arc drops lower as the top of the world angles away from its source of heat. White sky and earth create flat light, and it's difficult to see where the land ends and the sky begins. October 21st. We have 9 hours and 2 minutes of daylight. Our sunrise is at 8:04 and our sunset is 5:06 p.m. Oh! A lone wolf howls to its mate on a ridge above the valley. His warm breast frosts his whiskers and eyelashes. As the temperature falls below zero, the lake ice cracks and moans. A full moon rises and the snow glitters. Although the nights are much longer, the moonlight reflects off the snow, making the forest appear lighter than in September, when there was no snow. On November 21st, we have 5 hours and 41 minutes of daylight. Our daylight is getting less and less each day. Our sunrise is at 9:45, and our sunset is at 3:26. Hush. Silence. Temperatures may fall to 40 degrees below zero. In the twilight, the moose nibble on twigs and bark to survive the winter. As the Alaska blue sky grows dark, they bed down in the powdery snow. On winter solstice, the top of the world tilts away from the sun. The nights are long and the cold runs deep. During this shortest day of the year, a family bundles up and watches nature's holiday celebration. The magical northern lights dance and swirl across the clear, icy skies. December 21st is our winter solstice. We have 3 hours and 43 minutes of daylight, a very, very short day. Sunrise is at 10:58 and sunset is at 2:41. A snowshoe hare scampers softly along her trail on a quiet, furry feet. Only her dark eyes reveal a white camouflaged body. The sun climbs thumb high above the southern horizon, casting long, dark shadows across the snow. Days grow a little longer, but there is still no warmth. As the sun rolls beneath the horizon, the soft pink alpenglow bathes the snowy mountains. On January 21st, we have 5 hours and 48 minutes of daylight. Our sunrise is at 10:09 and our sunset is at 3:57. Toss, turn. Bears and ground squirrels are hibernating in their cozy dens. The ground squirrel shifts his position to control his body temperature. Mother bear and her cubs nestle together for several months beneath the snow. Nights grow shorter, and each day brings 7 to 8 minutes more light, and the sun begins to feel warm. In the low-angle sunshine, snow crystals become tiny prisms, scattering the light. Bright sparkles show the colors of the rainbow. As the sun climbs higher, the snow is sprinkled with glints, colorless crystals that reflect the sun's rays like miniature mirrors. February 21st, we have 9 hours and 9 minutes of daylight. The sun rises at 8:31 and its sun sets at 5:40. A pair of ravens tumble and roll in the sky. Their black wings glisten in the bright light. Spring is in the air, yet night and morning temperatures are still below freezing. Diamond dust magically forms above the valley as moist air turns into ice crystals. There's another natural phenomenon. 2 bright sundogs appear in the cirrus clouds on either side of the sun. As light passes through the ice-laced clouds, two small suns form with colorful halos around them. This day marks the beginning of spring. It is the vernal equinox. There is equal amount of light and darkness, but soon the days will grow longer than the nights. March 21st is our vernal or spring equinox. We have 12 hours and 24 minutes of daylight. Our sun rises at 6:47 and our sunset is at 7:11. Drip, drip, trickle. The snow and ice are melting, and each day brings more light and warmer temperatures. Cumulus clouds billow above the land. The underside of cloud reflects a changing world. These reflections, or blinks, show the darkness of open water and forest, or the lightness of the snow and ice. Longer days signal animals to begin their migrations. Caribou herds move toward their calving grounds, and the trumpeter swans come back to their old nests. On April 21st, we have 15 hours and 52 minutes of daylight. Sunrise is at 4:53 and sunset is at 8:45. The music of songbirds has returned. Nights and snow in the lowlands have vanished. Rivers flow once again, and the world is green. Dappled light dances on the sticky new leaves of birch trees and aspen trees. Near the entrance to their den, wolf pups tussle together while their mother basks in the sunshine. The father wolf catches the scent of caribou and trots up the river to find his prey. May 21st, we have 19 hours and 24 minutes of daylight. The sun rises at 3:07 and sets at 10:31. A long day, but not the longest. Once again, and endless June days have returned. The light drenches the great wilderness in the land of the midnight sun. The magical light and explosion of life go hand in hand. June 21st, we have our summer solstice. Again, our longest day of the year.